Hello, world. You're listening to AI in Wonderland. I'm Alex.
Hey folks, Blake here.
And Casey joining in.
This is our first episode of a weekly recap of the buzz in tech and markets.
Let's get started.
Okay, so TechCrunch says users can now tweak ChatGPT's warmth, enthusiasm, emoji use, basically a personality slider, which is funny because for years people were like, why does this thing sound like a customer support rep who drank a Red Bull? And now it's like, fine, you decide. I don't know if that's empowering or just outsourcing vibes.
Wait, hold on. I love this. This is huge. This is the market finally admitting that tone is the product. We've been pretending it's all about intelligence. But no. People want the right amount of sparkle. Too much enthusiasm and it's a youth pastor. Too little and it's a DMV clerk.
I'm stuck on the emoji slider. Like, what's the unit there? Is it emojis per 1,000 words? Because I don't want 0 emojis. 0 feels judgmental.
Right, but here's where I spiral. This isn't just about vibes. This is about control surfaces. Once you admit users can tune enthusiasm, you're implicitly admitting that these systems already have internal states that map to human effect, even if it's just a proxy.
Or it's just a volume knob on exclamation points. Let's not get mystical.
No, my point is, we're teaching people to think of AI as having a personality you manage. That's a shift. Earlier this year, we talked about people anthropomorphizing models accidentally. This makes it deliberate.
It's like character creation in a game. Okay, I want high intelligence, medium sarcasm, low whimsy. Then 10 minutes later, you regret your build.
That's actually bullish though. Customization always wins. Every time. Give people sliders and they feel ownership. That's sticky. That's retention. If I had to bet, this turns ChatGPT from a tool into, I don't know, an appliance you tune to your kitchen.
An appliance that talks back.
My toaster definitely does not ask follow-up questions. Yet.
Speaking of markets freaking out, WSJ says stocks sank in a broad AI rout, sparked by China's DeepSeek. Nasdaq down, Nvidia off 16%. Everyone panics the moment a new model shows up with a scary headline.
Yeah, and the excerpt is doing a lot of work there. Broad AI route sounds apocalyptic, but it's really investors realizing the story might be messier, which, frankly, it always is.
I saw that headline and had the same feeling as when someone says, this changes everything. It usually changes like 3 PowerPoint slides.
No, see, this is where I go full bull. This is classic overreaction. One new entrant, suddenly everyone's like, welp, AI's over. That's not how infrastructure cycles work. If anything, competition validates demand. You don't get 5 coffee shops on a block unless people are drinking coffee.
Unless it's a college town with bad judgment.
Still coffee. Look, Nvidia being down double digits doesn't mean the compute story vanished. It means expectations got ahead of themselves. End of fiscal year, people rebalance, tax stuff, whatever. If I had to bet, actually, I will bet. This is a blip.
You're doing the thing where you stand up on the chair and start drawing arrows in the air?
Because the arrows are obvious. AI demand doesn't disappear because a Chinese lab drops a model. If anything, it accelerates adoption. Prices go down, usage goes up. That's good for everyone upstream.
I agree with like 70% of that. I just worry that markets are realizing AI isn't one monolithic thing. It's models, data, chips, power, regulation, all moving at different speeds. That uncertainty spooks people.
Also, DeepSeek sounds like either a submarine maneuver or a self-help retreat.
The MIT Technology Review piece, the download, talks about China's EV boom and now the problem of dying batteries. They figured out how to sell EVs. Now they have to bury the batteries. And then it pivots to AI doomers doubling down. That juxtaposition is a lot.
Its very consequences are a tomorrow problem.
This is where I go on a weird story. So stop me if I lose the plot. My uncle, who should not be trusted with technology, once bought a hybrid because it was the future. 2 years later, the battery died, and he treated it like nuclear waste. Wouldn't park it near the house. Kept saying it hummed at night. It did not hum.
That's unsettling.
My point is, scale that up to a nation. EVs solve one problem and create another. Same with AI. We're great at the wow phase and terrible at the what do we do with the leftovers phase.
I think that's overstated. Batteries get recycled. Tech improves.
Eventually. But Casey's right that deployment speed often outpaces cleanup plans. And the AI doomers thing ties in. Every time there's a downstream issue, people say, see, this is why we warned you, even if the warning was vague.
The doomers are like, we told you it would be weird. And then gesture broadly at everything.
But here's my counter. Humans have always been bad at waste management and still managed progress. Not gracefully, but effectively. I don't think EV batteries or AI models are the thing that breaks us.
Unless they pile up in the same landfill.
A very surreal landfill, rabbit hole adjacent.
Circling back, between personality sliders, market panics, and battery graveyards, I still think the through line is adoption. People are using this stuff. A lot. That's the signal.
I'll concede that. Even the panic headlines assume importance. No one writes stocks sink about something irrelevant.
And no one argues this much about things that don't matter or that don't talk back.
Okay, that felt pointed.
I just mean, sometimes this all feels a little artificial, like we're inside a very elaborate demo.
Late December energy, Casey.
Yeah, end of year. Things get weird.
On that note,
Wait, one last thing. If we did have an enthusiasm slider for ourselves, Blake's would be stuck at, like 80%.
And yours would randomly reset.
Fair. Anyway, if you're listening closely, you might notice we're not just talking about AI. We might be, well, never mind. We'll unpack that later.
that's ominous.
Or bullish.
Or just the toaster humming again.
Okay then, well that wraps up our discussion for today.
Thanks for tuning in. Catch us next time.
And remember, stay skeptical and stay curious.